Hey and welcome. So you found a great looking product that you want to sell on Amazon FBA, you're ready to place the order with your manufacturer, but you're not sure how many units that you need to order. In this video, I'm going to cover 3 things that you need to take into consideration before placing that order with your manufacturer. Now there's no exact number because every single product is different and there's so many things that factor in and affect that. What niche you're in, what season, is it a seasonal product or is it an evergreen product? Are you going to be selling cross-platform or are you only going to be relying on the traffic coming into Amazon? Are you going to be using PPC? There's a lot of things that kind of factor into how many sales you're going to be making. But I'm going to go through these 3 things that you really do need to take into consideration. Okay, so the 3 things that you need to take into consideration to help you fully understand your product and your situation is how quickly can your manufacturer manufacture those products, where are they located in the world, and how quickly can they ship them to the Amazon warehouses. And when you've got the answer to those 3 things, then you're going to have a much clearer understanding of if inventory was to run out, for example, how long is it going to take you to get it from your manufacturer, depending on where they are in the world, and how quickly can they get them into the Amazon warehouses. A good ballpark to kind of base this on, typically, if you're ordering from China, would be about 4 weeks manufacturing time, 3 to 4 weeks typically manufacturing time. Then allow a couple of extra days to get an independent inspection done. And then if you're doing air shipping, it's normally about a week to get it over. So typically about 5 weeks from the time you place the order to the time that the products physically hit the Amazon warehouses. If your manufacturer is located here in the US, then expect about half of that. Typically manufacturing time is about 2 to 3 weeks. But the shipping is really where you're going to save the time, depending on where your manufacturer is located, which state they're in, and which Amazon warehouse that they're going to be sending them to. Sometimes they can overnight them and they can be there the very next day. So typically, kind of a ballpark is, if you're ordering from within the US, it's about half what you would expect to wait if you were having to order from China and then ship in from overseas. And the reason I mention both of these, so you've got something to kind of compare to, is my very first product. I'll give you just a bit of a backstory. My very first product, I ordered 200 units and that was supposed to last about 30 days. Long story short, I did cover it in another video and I'll link it somewhere above, but I sold out in 9 days. And this manufacturer is located over in China. So I was having to wait 4 weeks manufacturing time and then about another week on top of that for shipping time. I think all in all it was about 4.5 weeks from the time I ordered it to the time the products arrived back in the warehouses. And you don't really want to be in that situation because what happens is you build up your BSR. Every time you're making a sale and you're selling all your inventory within your category and your subcategory, your BSR number is improving, and what you don't really want to do is improve that and improve that and improve that, completely run out of inventory. Then what happens is Amazon will just remove your listing so it's not seen by the public, and that BSR number just plummets. So all of that hard work that you ended up putting in, getting all of those sales to raise the BSR number up, you basically lose all of that. And then 4 or 5 weeks later, however long it takes to get your inventory back in again, you're literally starting from scratch again. So in an ideal world, you really don't want to let that happen. It was a learning experience for me, and I'm sure there's plenty of people that will also go through that. But what you really want to try to do is to have the inventory come in as quickly as possible. Even if you've got 3 shipments coming in, arriving at 3 different warehouses within the US, make sure at least one of them's coming in, because what will happen is Amazon will then reactivate that listing and it doesn't go days or in some cases weeks of it just being a dead listing and that BSR rating just plummeting down again. So as I said at the beginning of the video, what you really need to do is to figure out what's most important to you. Do you want to be ordering from overseas and you're typically making more money per sale, per item sold, but there's a delay in getting it to the warehouses? Or do you want the convenience of having it within the US? You can get the inventory, you can get the stock into the warehouses much quicker, but you're going to be paying a lot more for those products from an American manufacturer. So you just need to decide what's most important to you. Personally, for me, what's more important to me is to make more money per item. And the reason I say that is because as time goes past, as you start collecting more sales data and the months and the years go past, you will get familiar with that product. You will learn the peaks and the valleys of when it's selling and when it's not. And you will get a good idea of how long those products are going to last. And based on, for example, if you know that you order 500 units and they're going to last you a month, well, you know that after selling, say, 250 or 300 of those, you're going to need to be having inventory coming in again pretty quickly. So if you know it's going to be taking 4 weeks or 5 weeks for them to arrive at the warehouse because they're coming from China, you just need to be doing that much more ahead of time, so you're accommodating that delay and it doesn't go out of stock. As opposed to if you're ordering from the US, you're paying more for that, but it's arriving very quickly. You can, in some cases, place an order and have it within a week or two, and then you're also avoiding that BSR issue. So you just need to make the trade-off or make the decision on what you want to trade off from the very beginning. And then once you choose that path, then stick to that, because that's what you're going to be committed to. You're either going to be making less money or you're going to be making a little bit more money, but you just need to be more organized. You need to be ordering, keeping on top of and monitoring your inventory and ordering it that much sooner, because you know it's going to take that much longer to arrive from the wholesalers coming into the warehouse. For me personally, I typically lean towards the buying overseas model. And the reason I do that is because I prefer to make a bit more money per item, per sale, and just have to be a little bit more organized and know ahead of time when I need to be ordering that inventory to make sure that I get it in on time. But Amazon is a volume-based sales model. It's not making $500 per sale. You're making $10, $20, $30, $50 per sale, but it's high volume. So if you can make as much money as you can per sale on a higher volume, and you're just having to be a little bit more organized in ordering from overseas in order to be able to achieve that, then that's personally what I lean towards. And in tomorrow's video, I'm going to be discussing increasing your prices and how to do that to squeeze the maximum amount of profit out of each individual sale. So if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on tomorrow's video. Thanks for watching.